Welcome, math enthusiasts. In this video we're going to talk about quadratics. Specifically, we're going to talk about the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula looks something like this. Negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So each variable is the coefficient of the quadratic. So a quadratic looks like this. So when you use the quadratic formula, I suggest that you use it when you have a coefficient a that is not 1. For example, you have something that looks like this: 2x squared plus 3x plus 4 equals 0, or something that is not factorable easily. So for example, here in the formula, a is going to be 2, b is going to be 3, c is going to be 4, and then all you have to do is plug it into the formula and you get an answer. That's all you have to do. So it's a method that is very good when you have coefficients that are not easy to work with, specifically when your a is not 1. So let's look at two examples. So remember, in these problems we're going to be using this formula. This formula is called the quadratic formula. So our first example says that x squared plus 5x plus 3 equals 0. This polynomial is not easy to factor because let's look at it. When you have an x method, 3 has to be on top and 5 on the bottom. You have to pick two numbers that when you multiply it gives you 3, and when you add it gives you 5. Let's see, 3 times 1. I think that's the biggest one you can get, the biggest numbers you can get. So 3 plus 1 is not 5, so it's not that easy to factor this one. So let's use the quadratic formula. So this one, the coefficient a is 1, but I'm telling you that it's not easy to factor as others that we worked before. So let's look at our coefficients. A equals 1, b equals 5, c equals 3. Now we plug them into this formula. So x equals negative b is negative 5 plus or minus b squared is 25 minus 4, a is 1, c is 3, all over 2 times 2a, so 2 times 1. This is equal. So when you have positive remainder, that means that you have two answers: negative 5 plus or minus 25 minus 4 times 1 is 1, 4 times 3 is 12, 25 minus 12 is 13, and then all over 2. 2 times 1 is 2. So there you have your answer. You have two answers. One is negative 5 plus square root of 13. So x equals negative 5 plus all over 2. That's one answer. Or the second answer is gonna be x equals negative 5 minus square root of 13 all over 2, because you have a positive and a minus. Alright, so that finishes this example. Let's look at example number 2. Example number 2 says that 3x squared minus 3x minus 4 equals 0. Notice here the coefficient is not 1, it's 3. So this is a good method to use this to solve for this equation. So let's pick our coefficient. So a equals 3, b equals negative 3, c equals negative 4. Now let's plug them into the quadratic formula. So it'll be negative b, that will be negative, and a negative is positive, so it will be 3 plus or minus b squared is negative 3 times 3 is 9 minus 4a is 3, c equals negative 4 all over 2 times 3, which is your a. Now this is equal to 3 plus or minus, the bottom is 2 times 3 is 6. Inside is gonna be 9 minus, and a minus is positive, so it will be plus 4 times 3 is 12, 12 times 4 is 48. So 9 plus 48, that's gonna be, so you're gonna have two answers, 3 plus or minus 9 plus 48 is 57 all over 6. You cannot reduce this square root, so you just leave it like that, and there you have your two answers. Let's look at one last thing for quadratics. Sometimes you may wonder how many solutions you're gonna have for the quadratic. For a quadratic, you can have up to 2 solutions, and that depends on the value of what's inside here, the value of the discriminant. They call it discriminant. Which is b squared minus 4ac. So if this value is greater than 0, then you have 2 real roots. That means that you have two real roots, like positive 5, positive negative 5, stuff like that. But if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, then you have 2 imaginary roots. That means that your solutions will have I on it, you know, like 2i or something like 3 plus 2i, something that looks like this with the I. And then if you have b squared minus 4ac equals 0, then you have 1 real root, only one repeated root, 1 real root. So this test here, when you compute this b squared minus 4ac, will tell you how many solutions you're gonna get with the quadratic formula. So that's all I wanted to teach you on this video, and I hope you enjoy and you learn a lot. So let's get back to our next videos. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube videos, it really helps.